What up, YouTube?
What's up?
What's going on? We're bringing another video to y'all. And what I want to say is we're going to start a new segment called TEMAS. TEMAS. What's TEMAS?
So TEMAS is just another word for topics, just in Spanish.
So, I mean, we're not going to do it every Friday, but when we do have a topic we want to discuss, that'll be our segment. Okay, so the first topic we're going to talk about, TEMAS, is the pros and cons of being a stay-at-home mom. Crazy stay-at-home mom. But we're going to have Anna start off with the pros based on her experience, and then I'll go ahead and lead you off with my pros based on my experience.
All right, let's get started.
Let's get it started.
I chose 4 of my pros. The first one I chose was you get to raise your kids however you want to raise your kids, okay? Meaning you are in control of what you teach your kids, be it moral values, their physical needs, emotional, spiritual, whatever it is you want to teach your kids and how you want to teach them, what is important to you, if you have any beliefs or whatnot, you get to be in charge of that. And, you know, coming from a I want to say Hispanic background, you know, where the grandpas and the grandmas want to be involved, which is all good, you know, and gravy, but sometimes you know, you don't agree with a lot of the teachings that, you know, your loved ones may have. And for me, I mean, that's important to me, you know. They're my kids and I want to have an opportunity to teach them and also learn with them. You know, I'm learning as well as I grow up. So that was number 1 for the pros. Number 2 is I have an opportunity to be more involved in the community. I'm able to serve not only those in my family, but also those who are around me. I am part of an organization, and we believe in serving others and service. We believe it's big and that it can bring many blessings to your life. So for me, it's giving me an opportunity to also teach my kids service, you know, not just by word of mouth, but by trying to be an example to them. So I mean, if you know, I wouldn't have it any other way, honestly. The time that this time has allotted me to be involved in, you know, these extracurricular activities for myself, and you know, also sometimes including my family in there. Number 3 for that would be, or that I chose, you get to be your own boss. And basically what I mean by that is that you get to schedule things the way that you want to schedule them. You are in charge of what goes and what doesn't go, you know. I feel like we live in a day and age where everything is so fast-paced, you know, and sometimes we're just like, you know, trying to do this and trying to do that and get here and do that. But you know what? You get to slow down. You get to be your own boss and clock out whenever you want. And I think for me, that's very fulfilling. It gives me the freedom to have a balance in our lives, you know. It's
Amen.
hard. So, and you know, I said there was 4, but I actually wanted to add that the other thing is just trying to be an influence in my children's life, you know. Not to say there isn't any other, you know, good people out there that are also influencing my children, you know, like their teachers and leaders at church or whatnot, but, you know, just trying to be that positive influence that they need at home at this time. And so those are mine.
My pros. First is being more involved in your kids' education, extracurricular activities, and their everyday life. I remember when I was a full-time working mom, I didn't get that chance. And so now that I have the luxury to be a stay-at-home mom, it's just a blessing to be able to do that. Number 2 is being able to put more energy into my family's diet and routine. Again, when I was a working mom, I bought more meals that were pre-packaged and easy to cook and get done with because I didn't have a lot of time. And so now that I'm a stay-at-home mom, I'm able to plan out my meals and prepare things that I really want to prepare because I have the energy, well, semi-energy for it. Number 3 is having more time to organize and clean my house. When I was working, I did not. It was the last thing, and I always felt like I was playing catch up. So now that I'm able to prioritize my time and make a time for that, it's just easier because we have a small apartment, and if you guys have a small apartment, you know that once you don't put stuff back, it gets crazy up in there. So, you know, the fact that I'm able to plan some time to organize it's pretty cool. Number three. No, that's number 4 actually. Being able to focus on my passions and any extra projects that I want to be involved with. So, for example, this nonprofit that we're trying to start. I do have a huge passion for music. I write music, I sing, and I rap. And I could do my history on that if y'all want to. Just leave that in the comments below. But it's pretty cool to be able to schedule time for that because it's like a stress reliever for me.
Exactly.
And then volunteer work. Couldn't do that before. Now I can. And I say that because usually when you do volunteer work, it's at weird hours that some people would be working. Okay. So the fact that I'm able to plan for that, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? And the last thing is homeschooling. I've homeschooled my daughter for 2 years. She's in 1st grade, so it'll almost be 2 years. And my son's in TK. And I believe in this program, and I think it's truly amazing that I was able to teach my kids and, you know, just watch them grow as I teach them. It's pretty remarkable. But yeah, I feel blessed that I'm able to do that. Next year, they're not going to be homeschooled, but I can explain that at a later date. Probably during my vlogs, you'll probably get a little taste of why. But yeah, so those are my pros. Now we're going to get into the cons.
All right, and so, excuse me, some of my cons were, let's see, one of them for starters is that you're tired all the time because there's no time to clock. Well, basically you can't even clock out. So yeah, and stressful. I mean, but you know, that's a given with this job. I mean, you know, and with everything else, you know, even if you have a job, you know, you're just constantly tired, but just not having that
time away from your kids. You're always with your kids.
Exactly. Not having that luxury to be like, you know what, I clocked out, even though I do try to use it once in a while. I'm like, honey, I clocked out already. They don't get it. Anyway, so for me, maybe that one. The other con number 2 actually is it's a challenge finding time for myself. I do try to do it though, because otherwise I would go crazy more than I already am. But it's a challenge, you know, because you can't just be like, all right, yeah, let's do it. Let's go now. Let's go for a hike right now at this moment, you know. There's always things that come up, and you know, kids that get sick or just whatever. But I think that's one of the biggest cons for me, is that you can't just really pick up and leave and, you know, do your own thing. But hey, you know, that's what it is. And then the other one that I chose for my con is that, you know, unfortunately we don't have 2 incomes in the home, where we have that luxury to splurge on, you know, things that we'd want to splurge on. But then again, you know, I knew that very well coming in, you know, and where I was deciding to become a stay-at-home mom. So yes, it's a con, but at the same time, you know, it's the price you pay. But it's all good. But yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want that extra income, you know, to splurge and to have, you know, that money.
Spending money.
But yeah, pretty much those are the cons on my side.
My cons, first one is feeling overwhelmed with a demanding schedule. I always constantly feel like I'm being pulled this way, that way, this way, and that way, with doctor's appointments, scheduling for their therapy sessions, all this kind of banana stuff. And so it can be very overwhelming where you develop anxiety. So that's just something, unfortunately, that I have had to deal with, but that I'm learning how to
There you go.
to deal with it.
Exactly.
The next one is Paying attention to everyone's needs, but not my own. As mothers, we're giving, and sometimes we can get caught up in this giving world and forget to realize that we need to give back to ourselves as well. So, it's definitely something to consider and prioritize, to make sure that you kind of need to put yourself first sometimes.
Totally.
To stay sane in this game.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? The next one is, like what she said, not having enough mommy time. Sometimes, even when you want to schedule mommy time, you can't. Because you can have one of those weeks where it's super crazy and you don't have enough time to put in for you time. So it can be stressful, and again, the anxiety comes in. So you definitely got to find ways to how to cope with that, because it can be stressful. And then the last thing is handling things alone when your partner is at work all day.
Yes.
Like grocery shopping. I live upstairs. It is a pain in the butt to not only get all the groceries, to load it in my car, but carrying it upstairs, and then having to put it all away with kids. So it's crazy. He's gone all day, and I'm appreciative for it, but it can be stressful because when he's there, it's awesome.
Oh,
so
yes.
it's pretty crazy.
So shout outs to my single parents out there, single mothers or fathers. You guys, I don't know how you guys do it.
I have friends who do
Props to
it,
you.
and I don't even know. But I guess when you're put in that position, you just know how to deal with it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So you guys are strong. Thank you for what you do. But yeah, that kind of ties up to our pros and cons. If you guys, we want to know about y'all. What are your pros and your cons with your situation? Are you a stay-at-home mom, or are you a working mom? Do you feel the same kind of distress we feel, and the same positive things you can get out of it? Comment below and let us know.
Or maybe you guys have tips for us. You know what I mean? Something that can help us out. That's what we're here for. We're here to help each other out. So write your comments down, ask us questions. If there's another tema that you guys want us to touch on, whatever, let us know.
Let us know. But yeah, we're going to wrap up this tema and say I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll catch you later. Peace.
Mommy.